Hey, what's up everybody? Z here. Let's talk about lighting today. And by the way, I'm using a gimbal. Just let me know if it helps with the hand shaking stuff. But yeah, let's get started with the lighting of my new tank. So if you don't already know, all my corals are growing from my old tank. Essentially, all the colonies growing from my old 150 gallon. And that tank was using T5 and LED hybrid, and the corals are going very well, and I really like the combination because it just brings up all the colors from SPS and all the corals. But the only thing I don't like it's about the look of the hybrid, like aquatic life hybrid, and it's pretty bulky. And it just a pretty big piece of metal hanging on top of the tank, and it just hanging from the ceiling. And also it has like pretty bulky power cables, will affect how how balanced the light and this and that. So for the new tank, I just tried to use a all LED approach. Of course, I couldn't fit the 150 gallon like T5 hybrid on the smaller tank, but I'm pretty happy with the setup right now. So I'm using a different. Essentially, I'm using I think it's called Orphic lighting mount. It's pretty heavy duty, so I don't have to worry about it breaks and the light falling into the tank. And it's also pretty clean, looks pretty sleek. And I'm using some kind of DIY to make it work with my two Hydra 26 and one XR15. So those are from Home Depot. Those are just brackets, and you just holding a kind of aluminum extrusion. So I made it kind of a little bit using bolted nuts to kind of give it a kind of an angle, so you're facing slightly inwards. So you might already know those are two Hydra 250, sorry, Hydra 26, and the XR15 was from the older tank. But I don't think it has a strong enough light, or the intensity is not good enough for the new tank, because I have some SPS at the bottom of the tank. As you might already see, this is kind of one of the coral. If you keep SPS before, you're pretty sure this is kind of the typical problem with say less light or low light situation. So this SPS is not getting enough light, so it looks pretty dark and gray. So I'm still figuring out the lighting. So before I added this kind of two 15-inch Reefbrite LED bar, so I purchased like the set for XR30. So that is cheaper than me getting a kind of brand new 30-inch Reefbrite LED bar. So save a bit money there. But after a couple, I would say a month of using this Reefbrite, I don't think it has enough power, or it doesn't really add enough intensity to the whole lighting setup. So I'm probably gonna look into Orphic. I might just try Orphic because it looks like Orphic has more power than the Reefbrite. So I might get a kind of Orphic light bar in the front and put those two smaller Reefbrite to the back, just to get some balance to the color. So this is pretty blue for the Reefbrite, and it doesn't really affect much because I'm already using LED anyway. So in my hopes, if you have T5, then using Reefbrite LED bar may works, but I don't think it works, or I don't think it adds too much difference if you're already using LED. Yeah, so this is pretty much my setting for the lighting. I'm pretty happy with it. It's pretty sleek and it looks clean. Doesn't well, of course, compared to the older kind of setup for my 150 gallon, the large and bulky aquatic life hybrid setting, it does work perfectly, but it just I don't like the look of it. And yeah, so this is just the lighting setup for my system. I might change it in the future, but so far it works fine for the corals that on the more in the middle top section of my tank. But as you can see, I already pointed out this. I think this is strawberry shortcake. It doesn't have any green color, so yeah, it's apparently suffer from the low light situation, but still growing. Yeah, we'll see. This is just pretty bad for SPS at the bottom of the tank. I kind of intended to grow it, but I think it might just works for some low light SPS, like for instance Calitor, it grows pretty well. But as for some like a more lighting greedy SPS, it might not work in this situation. Yeah, so that's for lighting. Let's just do a quick update for corals. Pretty much isn't any change, so everything looks pretty good and they're growing, especially SPS on in this section. Don't have to worry about too much, and I don't have to kind of do water change every week. So I now just do water change every 2 weeks. Save a lot of time for me. And I have a large like kind of ADO reservoir, so I only have to top it off every kind of few weeks. That really saves some time. So yeah, not much update. I haven't added any new corals. I don't have enough space in my tank anyway. I'll see if I can squeeze some new corals in, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.